We just got a ton of new information about Civilization 7 at the PAX West Civ 7 developer panel. Let's talk about the new information that we've got about ages and civilizations and what it means for the game. We'll also be looking at the new details they shared on cities in Civ 7, the multiplayer and much more in another video very soon, so stay tuned for that. Now, as most of us know by now, Civ 7 will be split into three distinct ages, these being the Antiquity Age, the Exploration Age, and the Modern Age. However, we know quite a bit more about these now. First up, if you literally do nothing, these ages will last a maximum of 200 turns each. Presumably this will be on standard speed, and this will shorten dependent on how quickly civilizations progress through the game. We can tell that each of these ages will therefore play like a bit of a mini campaign by themselves. The devs described a game of Civ now being more like a trilogy of books, with several entries with their own ups and downs, which I think explains the new system really well. The impression that each of the three ages will be distinctive and unique was also further emphasised during the panel. On a basic level, the Antiquity Age will focus on establishing your empire, whereas the Exploration Age is all about a world becoming more intertwined and connected, for example. However, after watching the panel, it's clear that this will go so much deeper, with each age offering unique gameplay mechanics and opportunities to players. Most of the details on this are still to come, but it's a very promising start in my opinion. The crises which bring each age to an end, you can find out more about these by checking out the video linked at the end of this one by the way, were also mentioned, and they are said to have been designed to give players a challenge they're not used to in the mid-game, implying that they want to keep the game fresh and engaging for longer. Now to me this is clearly an attempt to get players to see the game through to the end on a more regular basis, but I have to say I hope there's an option to customise how severe these crises are, otherwise I worry they could become frustrating at times. Another thing that we've learned is that the Exploration Age will open up a whole new half of the world for players to explore, which is going to offer a very different experience to expansion in the middle of the game than we've experienced before. Like, that is going to be a lot of land to go and look at. I wonder if we could end up seeing a feature like colonies with this. Maybe there'll be potential for them to claim independence in a crisis at the end of the Exploration Age. I don't know, that's just speculation, but I wonder if some features like that could work quite nicely. It's also possible to play each age individually in Civ 7, which will open up the possibility for shorter games and could also allow players to delve more into a specific period of time than we've been able to before in a Civ game. I've always wanted something like this or a tech pause feature in Civ, so I'm really happy about it, and on the whole I think the ages mechanic is shaping up really nicely. They also talked a lot about the civilizations in the developer panel. First up, the Normans and the French were both confirmed to be in the game, alongside Maurya India in the Antiquity Age, Chola India in the Exploration Age, and Mughal India in the Modern Age. The Switch trailer from earlier this week hinted at a similar thing for Japan, but it seems that some nations like India can be played as for the whole game. You'll still have to progress to a new Civ at the end of each age. You can't stay as Maurya India for the whole game, for example, but for nations like this there will be new variations of them in the next age. Splitting up India means that civs like the Mughals, who have long been missed from the Civilization series, primarily because their part of the world has been represented by the larger Civ of India, no longer have that barrier to appearing in the game. Other civs like this that spring to mind are the likes of Mexico with the Aztecs and Italy with Rome. With civilizations now unique to an age, there are going to be so many in Civilization 7, including, I'm pretty sure, lots and lots of new ones. What I also like from the panel is that the devs are clearly conscious of avoiding a major pitfall that humankind fell down, where you could progress to whichever civilization you wanted in the next era. So there's a very deliberate logic in Civilization 7 to the civs that you'll be allowed to progress to. This for me is a major relief. The civs you can progress to will be unlocked either due to historical ties, regional ties, or because of a gameplay direction that you've taken. The most used example is build lots of cavalry in the Antiquity Age and progress to the Mongols. A very cool new feature we found out about this during the panel is that there will be an in-game screen that allows players to track all the different progression paths, including the ones that they've unlocked. We also learned that in a single player game, the human player gets the first pick of which civ to progress to, suggesting that different civs can't progress down the same path. And we also know now that the AI will always prioritise going down the historical route if it's available. Another thing revealed was that every civ has its own unique culture tree which gives it its own distinct bonuses. Some civs, for example, will get more settlement cap increases from within their civic tree, allowing them to play taller. This is a very unique feature for Civ and a big change from Civ 6, and we'll talk a little bit more about the tall versus wide gameplay in the next video. I've got to say some of my early anxieties about Civ 7 and its ages are being eased as more details are revealed, and I'm really looking forward to finding out even more. Let me know what you think down in the comments, check out the video on screen now to find out more about how Ages and Crises work in Civ 7, and finally thank you for watching today, and I'll catch you soon.